as referred to in clause 3 of this article. So constitution is said. So your mama you're not going to obey your BBI constitution. We should overthrow him. You bet you so any means. Why? For be a member of what did you Your Excellency? Thank you very much. We shall see you another time. Bye bye. Also we are not going to see Nagana for you will be a young one answer. Miss Oku member Magana yes America. Ghana yes still I would do we and what they are yadoas. What per Vietnam. What do you eat a week? It's Modamada. One year Berman Chobia. Bobby, it's Mungancha Kwame A Plus. Janko Semno do. We are honorable. So when you're the normal, we are honorable. Janko Sam Kwame, the other million Janko Sam honorable. Honorable. It will be a send home. The one want to me. We are Niamanako. Why? On a Trump. And we'll try to best subvert the will of the people. We will resist to process and we will stand on the constitution. You're very resistant. We say we made the country and governor. What do you mean? Higher Cote d'Ivoire. You can do it. I'm telling you. What do you mean? David. Also, what I am not to be. Go for me say. Me say also what that year was. I want to see. Just a small hint. Hey, a deck. Na yes, but A Plus Ghana phone Chinafi. Any miseducation.
Me anti ade bia se. Ma tete se nkrofo se Mahama person of Chief Justice. Se na be ya obekọ for a third term. Me pa cho. Sa de ye de mra na ye de.
And look what they say government communication minister for communication honorable Felix Kwachofo so they are better just no crebiasa.
Onokra wan kan ye. Kwachofo so wan kan ye.
I don't guess what can I say.
John Mahama be to me seeking for billion terms. Ayemra Ghana constitution e wo dia media ye nyina betumi constitution no ye say wo pese wo sesa bibi wo mu afa kɔ ha emra ne ye tro no ye say justice soa to forwards attorney general ne judgment no or tro wo mu say constitution no enye just text to say ne da he then you are why
hello me dem so honorable kan wasem me
first year kan wasem a living organism capable of growth. Into no constitution, no, it will say any, and yes, say attract one and one, no. So if the president thinks that the term limit, no, Ghana, obey to meet the constitution now call parliament. Say parliament, me feel say Ghana, no, I will say a term limit free. So udi 100 terms, Ghana conform some power. Also, what transnational development? I am right that ho, and yet your mama is share some run.
But for now, dear,
for now, no, your mama on make us as about me per se. I didn't go be a trim say. Nya ye de say do mama petete omu ya lawyer for omu nim na mraneka emrane say John Mahama feel so person otena so biemu a on famra parliament obo ba beto yen wo ho yen ne ebehwe adenu aka say okay emrane ampa ya change mrana yen say wudi
yifrim na yifrim ne ya Kwame A Plus do kan nyina mu ne amoyawe obi yen kan sisu biase de menu A Plus kan. Yes, it is true, sir. Constitution of Ghana. Cool. Now, then, if article 1-2, that is supremacy of the Constitution. Who read the Constitution of the Republic? Or say this Constitution shall be the supreme law of Ghana, and any other law found to be inconsistent shall, to the extent of its inconsistency, be void. That is the article 1-2. Or say this is the supreme law of Ghana. So, Samrana must conform with the provisions of this Constitution. If any constitution, say no constitution if to the extent of any it shall be void. Again, offer constitution, and I'm saying you free baby nearby. Na ye di history. So Dani project say me won say Kwame A justice soa ne famous quote o make here in the case of a year to 4 versus attorney general o make quote Fabra Or say a written constitution such as ours is not an ordinary act of parliament. Then position here, let me read my Ghana for position here. Or say a written constitution such as ours is not an ordinary act of parliament. It embodies the will of the people.
Precisely.
It also mirrors their history.
Exactly.
Kwame refuse what the So the constitution it mirrors the history of this country. History ni say Emrebi Bedri Kwame Nkrumah declared no a president for life. It declared Ghana one party state. And no nam suma ku ni ade bebre. So the constitution trying to solve that issue. And omudi asem say you shall have a term of presidency 4 years for 2 terms. And the Kwame A Plus sabe kase. Your mama betime de mraba. Ni ya pass it. No wako no aye we ya. It means you are not taking into account the history of this nation. When Kwame Nkrumah declared one party state and president for life. So your mama yes sir. Constitution is not looking at him. It's you. It also mirrors the history account. Therefore needs to be taken of it as a landmark in the people's search for progress. So we for your history, your constitution here. You need to look at the constitution as a landmark. Say Emma your direction for the progress. And baby you free bano. Yes, say be Jimmy Fona so free baby but osako ho wa bra woku. Enti edua anansidi wu ye no. Enti kuma ntenase ntonko. So Kwame A Plus be ka say your mama betimi a edete mra no. Ya you obe amende mra. Na watena so a. Ye free baby ne ya ba ye hunu bi pen. And just so ayi ne bra.
Fire.
Now we it contains within it their aspirations and their hopes for the better and fuller life. So constitution it is not just a constitution. It contains the people's aspirations for better life. Now what was the framers of the constitution omunim baby a free ba say yenya 1960 constitution 1969 constitution 79 constitution 1992 and yemani bebre wo ho a we've amended them
precisely
ya yen sakraye wo mu etu fa article 21 a eduru baby Kwame Nkrumah fa eye real koto that is ba force ba for koto ne eye David Ankwani adem koto no na ye ni bibia under the constitution a multimedia eye obi court for actor a breaching a part of the constitution. It's yaba doing the question article 21. Says enei obia ya mra obia ya bibi na say a breaching any part of the constitution. Obetimi akọ under article 21 and 130 of the constitution which gives power to the Supreme Court. So obe make a declaration to that effect. So first of all and then the constitution ma ho kwa ma timi ko ekoko sikise o ebi adwomama ye bibi na ye unconstitutional. Now, framers of the constitution, Kwame, omo person omo solve mischief of ochina obi sorry enye de wo Kwame A Plus oye no. Ye frame bibi eye basic structure doctrine. The doctrine of basic structure. Because Justice Sowa say the constitution contains the history of the people, you know. Say even obe amend the constitution and you be na betimi amend it because of the basic structure. That's a basic structure doctrine. There is a case in you can say 1973 in India. Your friend Kasa Navadando said there versus state of Bharati. Now omo ye basic structure almost say constitutional certain part of the constitution you cannot touch it because the spine the bone of the constitution it's that means you've overthrown the constitution to come in with another one. So the basic structure there is a case of David Indi versus a year Attorney General in Kenya. Tell Kenya 4 years on best constitution constitution. The Kenyan Supreme Court declares so bet me amendia because of the basic structure doctrine you cannot touch certain provisions in the constitution. Now your framers of the constitution among person watching a benya se bobia na adwene nye no say menya a majority in parliament it's one wo ye ni ade no Yanko Article 66. Now Yanko Hedie Eka. Now Article 66 of the Constitution and what Chapter 8 of the Constitution. Chapter 8 in a heading no and yet the executive. So anything that is said under a Chapter 8 now Article 66 to a person shall not be elected to hold office of Ghana for more than 2 terms. Back Article 66 1. 66-1 no near radio. Danny 66-1. So Kofi, and I'm saying the framers or say a person elected as president shall, subject to clause 1 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. So Article 66-1 say you to Abamau say be president. Obetimi aye president for just 4 years, which is a term. Oko 66-2. You read 66-2. 66-2 say you can only be a president for Saya to Obama 4 years and only 2 terms. So 66-2 say a person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. Edientia yempe Kwame Nkrumah when declare no state you can say president for life. It's watching Kwame A Plus say your mama betime de yina banu declare no say there be yempe sa ye history nti yempe bi okurate. You feel baby nearby. You pay it on shame. Now, on the shame we are. And almost you bet me and but them need be a president. No watching us make declare me home president for life. It's a constitution on which you your friend be entrenched provisions and then non-entrenched provisions. Entrenched provisions in here day. Or say yes, almost a parliament under Article 290. And what the amendment powers of a year the Supreme so bet me amend and some person more amend any part of the constitution. Or mon pass mra amend it. It's for constitution the Kenya. Over here the 527th Act of Parliament of the Republic of Ghana entitled the Constitution. So a act and a passing constitution. And some amendment. It's OSHA Article 8. Article 8 first said they're not ready. It is no longer the same here. It's here the act way. And I amended Article 8. So baby was say Article 8 of Constitution is repealed and the following is inserted. It is a ready Article 8. As who say you repeal it and you amended with this. Come and read this one. Okay. Now you need say parliament will to me so timi amende. Na mom yem pede Kwame A Plus e kano. It's yanko article 290. Ni yanko hwa de.
Indicates them.
Entrenched provisions, non-entrenched. And a constitution is say, the onion non-entrenched now. And no, what the call parliament bet me are amended. Precisely. Name or the roadblocks be to home. Said the Abaya. Who person amended the entrenched provisions? Obebre. Kenio. So when you is so come because your mama bet me the Maraba parliament. They are amended and you're correct. Anya no kure. Now Danny zoom in na menchiro Ghana for there. Zoom in. I say okay, so Danny what about clause 4? Let's go to clause 1. 290 clause 1. Let's go to 290 clause 1. Let's read the clause 1, clause 2, clause 3. Precisely. Now 290 is going to show us the processes are open so we amended entrenched provisions. And the constitution was entrenched provisions, you know. The whole of chapter 8. So OSHA article 290 I say amendment of entrenched provisions. Now that Danny Fameko article 1. Good. Zoom in. I say this article applies to amendment of the following provisions of the Constitution, which are in the Constitution. Okay, so then refer to as entrenched provisions. It's provisions here. Your friend no entrenched provisions. And no mean tamu and fan call Parliament keke. Now, Osha, I was say, hey. The Constitution, Article 1, 2, and 3. The entire person Article 1, 2, and 3 Gina ho. No obedient me for sanka anyhow. It's because Article 1 and I care about the supremacy of the Constitution. It's Yamakwam will be amended noa. That means obey me Article 2:1 and also the Supreme Court the power to make declarations when obey the assembly. It's Yamakwam will amended anyhow best say. Article 3 I think the territorial citizens or territorial. Let me go to Article 3. Now, already Article was say, Danny, don't zoom back. Now, I see the following. Okay, a clause 1F. I see the executive. It's Danny for second page in the Tuso. I see the executive, the whole chapter 8. So, me know because over constitution, the whole chapter 8. Bibi account will be an entrenched provision. the term limits of the president, who qualifies to be president, who can stand for president. Ninyina were under chapter 8.
Exactly.
The presidential powers. So then be court 20 me fanen court. Ninyina were under chapter 8. And 290 say chapter 8 ninyina ye entrenched provisions.
Exactly.
It's yafe yan kwahwe kwan ye fa so. Amend this up as a entrenched provision. Yan kwan ye fa so. So it's not easy say Kwame Beka say obetimi the maraba and ye be hwe ni pass. Kwame Janse hunu them say share na this answer buri. Cause you know the law. So you know your mama cannot wake up and say me say me dey ba to parliament. Now yan share how or say if you want to amend a year entrenched provisions, Article 290 has provided or say the kind says speaker no onya bana no kura so mpeso mo amende and mostly se mo ba amende mra e ya attorney general and the free executive ne ba na afi processes na koso eti article 106 actually the processes have been go through with a year wo person pass mra na mo me kodu entrenched provision or say even speaker no ye na adwene na obosu kim ba ko e wo parliament wa as we refer Marano, or say a bill for an amendment of an entrenched provision shall before Parliament proceeds. It's before the Parliament be not going to kwaso kwa Marano. Or say before Parliament proceeds to consider it. Before such as your mama no kwa be na just what the Parliament. Or say it shall be referred to the by the speaker to the Council of State for its advice, and Council of State shall render a year advice. The bill. Okay, before the bill will be written. So before say speaker as a speaker refer a year bill no. Yes, I didn't know person amend or entrench no. It's chapter 8, article 66. As a speaker they come Council of State for. Na Council of State for him. Now young Daniko connects in the Council of State for him we are. At the end of Messiah. Or say Council of State for him we are. Yes, or say the bill shall be published in the Gazette. Ya can Gazette agobi. Say uko Saudia. Ya publishing or Gazette. It's a moya mo some article 66 na. Or say the bill shall be gazetted for 6 months. Or say shall not be introduced into Parliament until expiry of 6 months. I don't know yet the 2 or shedder. Constitution the roadblocks be 2. Some moment and quarter 6 months. Because you see a person nipanadia wo ye no. What green who ye pa? So until 6 months. Now say expire under clause 3 we are. Yankoni yanko hwede e sa ka kire o. O say wonya ye we are. Afi kura no or say after the bill has been read the first time, after the Parliament and Speaker, a boss 1, 2, 3 Kim. Or say after the bill has been read in Parliament, it shall not be proceeded with further. Or say ready ya mukai parliamentarians and Mobia Fanasanka. Or say it shall be submitted to a referendum. You can referendum. Mo famre Ghana for no. Mo famko Ghana for no. If some person Ghana for no choose say empire person your mama etna so that ye knew but say it shall be subjected to a referendum now throughout the whole Ghana and your referendum ke to abi eti wo hwe eye na no na eye nuan mo wo vote ani ade ka say emere bi ombe so omoti om ho ni ade eno om ayi plebiscite ye call referendum ye city regency bi akeka ho ye call referendum na no call referendum because eye regency the area na affect no ana wo mo no be to aba. But this one, it affects the whole country. So the constitution is saying that you must subject it to a referendum.
Precisely.
So, now for young kind to us, Article 290, young kind to us. Also, they call referendum. 40% of all people eligible to vote. Omo to abe ye. Senka me no ka say you be 17 million people na to aba nyemwa. Ghana. So 40% of 17 million people must turn out. It is a nipa be ba to aba no. Omo ndu 40% of 17 million or 15 million. Who nya referendum no. Now already clause 4 na. 90 clause 4 no. Was it say afa nipa 40% be to a. 75% of the koforum be to aba no. Eso omo ka say and ye pese yes your mama transfer. Na your mama be 75%.
More fire. Bisebio.
More fire. More fire. It's okay clause 4. Or say and at least 40% of the persons entitled to vote voted at the referendum, and at least 75% of the persons who voted cast their votes in favor of the person. It's 40% of the people to come and vote. It's 75% of those people. And where you framers of the constitution, Ah, right. No, Kwame Nkrumah no Obama check your mama bibiri. Kwame Nkrumah no Obama check your mama bibiri. Ono call try say was subverting the will of the people. Omutu no.
More fire. More fire.
What's some man for no yini adia? When people feel oppressed at any given point, they are left with no option than to rise up.
Precisely so.
And why yes, the people who feel frustrated. When I went your mama memo papa ben oba former yini adia say President Gufokro is a constitution and transfer. Not your mama. Or tries to subverting the will of the people. We will go after him. And constitution, Emma Yaquan said, Obia Obe tries to overthrow the constitution. We should use any means possible to reinstate the constitution. It is a your mama yana going to overthrow the constitution. We will use every overthrow. Yes. So your mom, yes, we overthrow him. We overthrow him. And we will reinstate this constitution.
More fire. More fire.
So your mama yana going to amend the constitution. I'm from Marakwem. That's why yana going to obey Transwa. We overthrow him. More fire. I'm telling you.
More fire.
No. And constitution the man crying. So was this will be yana going to say obey you here. And yeah, use any means necessary. One tray, Adriana bet me a first ship and trim. You see my coin. Now young article train young ready. No one got Kwame Afrifa na ashe that way. Okay, Article 3.4. All citizens of Ghana shall have the right and duty at all times to defend this constitution, and in particular to resist any person or group of persons seeking to commit any of the acts referred to in clause 3 of this article, and B, to do all in their power to restore this constitution after it has been suspended, overthrown, or abrogated, as referred to in clause 3 of this article. So constitution is said, so your mama yana going to obey your BBI constitution. We should overthrow him. You better use any means. Why? Your Excellency, thank you very much. We shall see you another time. Bye bye. Also, we are not going to see this. Nagana for you will be a young one and answer. Miss Oku, a member of Ghana, yes, America. Ghana, yes, still I would do with you and what they are. What do you ate a week? It's more than one year Berman Chobia. Bobby, it's Mungancha Kwame A Plus. Janko Semno do. We are honorable. So when you're the normal, we are honorable. Janko Sam Kwame, and Janko Sam honorable. Honorable. Street honorable. On this way, street to be. I will blame Janko Sam. Jai the other man for not going to. It will be a send home. The one want to me. We are Niamanako. Why? On a Trump, you know, it's a Trump. So they say, on a Trump, it is saying, young queen, why? More fire. General, and John Boom, when we are. Thank you, Your Excellency. We shall meet again. Mr. President. And when you see and we'll try to best subvert the will of the people. We will resist oppressors, and we will stand on the constitution. You're very resistant. We say we made a country and governor. What do you mean? Higher Cote d'Ivoire. You can't do it. I'm telling you. What do you mean? Also, what I am not to be. Oh, go me say. Me say also what that year I want to see. Now we have a frozen as a one. Well, make sure that bench about 1 year. We all miss you. Now when you lose the will of the people, and then check who good will you have code of conduct. Hey, you so you had me on the code of conduct. Was it the code of conduct about?